Picture this. It's the 13th century BC, and the nation of Israel is in desperate need of a hero. Oppressors have stolen their land, enslaved their people, and threatened their very existence. All seems lost until a brave soul rises to lead them to freedom. But here's the twist. This hero isn't a mighty warrior, a powerful king, or even a man at all. It's a woman named Deborah, the daughter of Lapidoth. And her story is one that continues to amaze and inspire thousands of years later. Welcome to our channel, where each week we unlock the timeless wisdom of the Bible, one verse at a time. Today, join us as we delve into the life of Deborah, the prophetess, judge, and warrior who led Israel to victory against all odds. This wasn't just a place of rest for her. It was a seat of authority. From here, she delivered God's messages, dispensing wisdom and issuing commands. It was here that she met Barak, the son of Abinoam. Deborah, the name means bee. Imagine being called Deborah, which means bee, yet spending most of your life under the shade of a palm tree. With unwavering determination, she took it upon herself to lead the troops to victory. In doing so, she shattered the glass ceiling of her time, proving that leadership was not bound by gender or societal norms. He was an officer in the Israeli army, a man of status and responsibility. Yet when he heard Deborah's call to action, his response was less than stellar. Fear had paralyzed him, turning his feet to stone. The Israelites, led by Deborah and Barak, were preparing for a showdown with Sisera and his mighty Canaanite army. The fate of their nation hung in the balance, making this confrontation a battle for their very survival. Arrows rained down, swords clashed, and the ground trembled beneath the thundering footsteps of charging horses. The outcome of this battle, however, would not be decided by brute force or military strategy, but by an event that seemed almost trivial. Despite the odds stacked against them, she managed to convince 10,000 men to follow her lead. Little did they know that the prophecy that Sisera would be defeated by a woman was about to unfold in the most unexpected way. She showed them that courage wasn't the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. He refused to heed Deborah's call to rally the troops and fight against the oppressive Canaanites. She was singing about the restoration of order and the establishment of justice. She didn't shy away from taking charge, yet she always grounded her actions in her relationship with God. This song of hers is a testament to that, a beautiful blend of personal faith and public proclamation. In her eyes, God wasn't just a distant deity. Instead, she shared it, working in tandem with Barak, leveraging both their strengths for the greater good. This collaboration wasn't just an act of political correctness. It was an acknowledgement of the value of diversity and the power of unity. He was a righteous king who took an active interest in the affairs of his people. If you hear God's call, don't hesitate. I encourage you to take some time to reflect on the lessons her story holds for us today, especially if you're feeling called to a new season of leadership in your life. Step forward and lead with wisdom, courage, and unwavering faith. After all, you don't need a title to be a leader. All you need is a purpose. When Sisera realized he was outnumbered and outmaneuvered, he fled on horseback, seeking refuge in the tent of a woman named Jael. He was offered water to refresh himself and milk to drink. But little did he know that these simple gestures were part of a well-crafted plan. We love hearing what you have to say. Also, don't forget to share this with your friends so we can continue to spread these timeless biblical insights together. Your support helps us keep bringing these messages to more people, inspiring more lives with the wisdom of the Word. As he drank, lulled into a false sense of security, Jael struck him with a tent peg, killing him instantly. She proved that godly authority knew no bounds of gender or societal roles. In today's world, we still need people who can rise above fear and doubt, who can lead with courage and wisdom. Her legacy serves as a beacon for all, showing that when God calls, the only qualification is a willing heart. But Deborah teaches us that true leadership isn't about these external factors. Remember Deborah. Do you see a need in your community and feel compelled to act? Look to Deborah for inspiration. Do you struggle with doubts about your abilities? Recall Deborah's unwavering faith and trust in God's guidance. It's about rising to the occasion when called, regardless of your background or gender. Now Jael wasn't just any woman. She was the wife of Hamite, a member of a group that lived in close proximity to the Israelites. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on new episodes every week. Her actions weren't just about asserting dominance or reveling in triumph. They were about recognizing that their victory wasn't because of their own strength or wisdom, but because of God's intervention and guidance. On the other, the daunting task of facing a powerful enemy who has held them captive for years. Can you understand his hesitation? Let's now travel back in time and meet Deborah, the woman who would change the course of Israel's history. Sisera, the commander of King Jabin's army, would not die by the hand of a warrior, but rather at the hands of a woman. This prophecy added a layer of intrigue to their mission, setting the stage for an outcome that none of them could have foreseen. That was Deborah's unusual position, far from the battlefield, yet she was Israel's greatest champion. Deborah might not have been a warrior by trade, but her strength lay in her faith and her connection with God. Her task was twofold: to liberate her people from physical oppression and to guide them back to spiritual wholeness. Her story challenges our conventional notions of leadership, showing that God can and does use unlikely heroes to accomplish His purposes. She wasn't just any ordinary woman. She was a prophetess, a position of great spiritual authority in ancient Israel. Her connection with God was profound, and through her, God spoke His word to the people, guiding, comforting, and sometimes even confronting them. In today's episode, we'll dive deep into Deborah's life, examining the unique qualities that made her such a remarkable leader and the lessons her story holds for us today. Israel was groaning under the iron fist of King Jabin of Canaan. For 20 long years they had endured oppression and exploitation at the hands of this ruthless ruler. The weight of this oppression had brought the people of Israel to their knees, both physically and spiritually. They were tired of living in fear, tired of toiling without hope, and most importantly, tired of crying out to God for help. Yet no answer seemed forthcoming. Their faith, once vibrant, was beginning to flicker like a candle in the wind. In this bleak landscape, Deborah emerged as a beacon of hope. Amidst the gloom, Deborah found herself sitting beneath the palm tree in the heart of Ramah. Now, Barak wasn't a nobody. Imagine for a moment being in Barak's shoes. On one hand, you have the weight of your nation's hopes resting on your shoulders. But Deborah didn't let fear stand in the way of her mission. As she rallied the troops, God spoke to her, revealing a pivotal detail about their upcoming victory. Deborah's calling was unique. She was not only leading an army into battle, she was also delivering a message from God. The secret of Deborah's success lay in her ability to inspire others. Think about it. What makes a true leader? Is it their position, their power, or their ability to inspire? As they journeyed towards the mountains of Morah, a sense of anticipation filled the air. Yet amidst this tension, there was an element of surprise lurking in the shadows. The clash between the Israelites and the Canaanites was nothing short of epic. Sisera, thinking he had found sanctuary, entered Jael's tent, only to be welcomed with hospitality. While Barak led the main force against Sisera, a woman named Jael played a crucial role. What happened next defied all expectations. This unexpected turn of events not only sealed Israel's victory, but also fulfilled Deborah's prophecy that Sisera would be killed by a woman. As the dust settled on the battlefield and the echoes of victory resonated through the land, Deborah wasted no time in giving glory back to where it was due, to God. In her view, her role and Barak's role were simply conduits through which God's will was executed. Deborah's song wasn't just a celebratory ditty. It was a prophetic declaration, a message of vindication and justice. She wasn't just singing about a battle won. When we look at Deborah's life, we see a perfect blend of strength and spiritual insight. Deborah didn't hold on to her authority. In essence, Deborah was a trailblazer, a woman who shattered gender norms and redefined leadership. So why is Deborah's story still relevant today? Because her example transcends time. It's easy to get caught up in the trappings of leadership, the titles, the positions, the power. Do you feel called to lead, but fear stands in your way? Leadership isn't a place, a title, or even a paycheck. It's a calling, a mission, and a purpose. Thank you for joining us today as we've explored the fascinating life and times of Deborah, the warrior poet, judge of Israel. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a like and a comment below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time